This is A Voice, a podcast with Dr. Gillyanne and Jeremy Fisher.
This is A Voice.
Hello and welcome to This is A Voice, Season 7, Episode 4.
The podcast where we get vocal about voice.
I'm Jeremy Fisher.
And I'm Dr. Gillyanne
And today we are talking about your resumé, your CV, your curriculum vitae. So I'm going to start straight away with...
Curriculum vitae.
It's Latin. I did Latin. I did Latin at school.
Showing our age.
What is the purpose of a CV? Answers on a postcard, please, to Vocal Process. What is the purpose of a CV? Why is it there? What's it doing? Because if you know what the purpose is, then you actually know what angle to take when you write it.
Yeah, because there are different types of CV, aren't there? I mean, I have a CV which is more of an academic one. So if I would be wanting to apply to take part in a research project at a university or something like that, you know, I'd have all of those kind of heavy duty credentials on there. I can remember sending a CV to the German Voice Clinic in order to apply to do some observation there in the clinic, and I wrote a different kind of CV there about all the professional development I've done, times I've been in voice clinics, etc, etc. So it'll be very typical that you will have different types of CV.
Absolutely.
I mean, one of the things that we're going to talk about today is a process that you went through really with our registered accredited trainers as to what was the best way to write a CV that would be shown on our website.
Yes. A lot of our accredited teachers are performers as well as teachers. And the question came up, should I have one CV or two? Should I have a teacher CV and a performer CV? And actually, the answer is, it depends. Because with that particular, the person who asked the question, then they really did need two separate CVs, because the type of performing that she was doing, they didn't want to know about her teaching. And the type of teaching that she was doing might want to know what type of thing she was performing, but weren't that interested in the details. However, there was one person on the website that I rewrote their CV for, who is a leading lady in musical theatre, and her credentials are so powerful that I wanted to list some of the places that she's been, because as a teacher she is bringing her very high level experience of performing into the coaching studio situation. So it was actually really important that I listed a lot of her leading lady roles.
Because her goal is to coach people for auditions and prepare them for roles, sharing her experience as a leading lady over what period of 20 years.
Yes, and we're going to do names and we're going to do examples. So that is Anna Torén, who is Swedish by birth but now living in Hamburg and working in Hamburg, and she has been leading lights in Roman Polanski's Dance of the Vampires, which is a cult musical, Tarzan, she's done Elphaba in Wicked, she's done Madonna in Mamma Mia, Marguerite in The Scarlet Pimpernel, Marie Antoinette title role, Lucy in Jekyll and Hyde. She has done so many high-profile musical theatre roles. And so she teaches becoming a singing storyteller. She's also very good on technique. So she will help you with power sounds, contemporary musical theatre sounds, lighter pop stuff.
And also the physicality of performance, because, you know, she has so much experience as a stage animal.
Yes. So it was actually really important when writing her CV to say, this is what I've done, here are my credentials. Anna is actually one of the very few people that I said to all of our accredited trainers, I want your credentials of the roles because of the profile that she's got. With everybody else, I made a particular decision, and I'll come to that in a moment. What I want to say is, should you do a long CV or should you do a short CV?
Can I just interject here, which is, I think with quite a few of them, first of all, we said more or less that we wanted a paragraph.
We said 100 to 150 words, which completely freaked everyone.
And we also wanted an elevator pitch, which I want you to talk about in a minute. It's very tempting to put everything you've ever done on your CV. Please do not do that.
I cannot think of a circumstance for going to any job when you are already in the business where you list where you went to college. It just makes no sense to me at all. It's like college is an entirely separate entity. It's a complete world of its own. Actually, it has very little impact on the business. Once you've got 2 or 3 roles or 2 or 3 jobs, that's it. And the idea that you say what high school you went to is just nonsensical. So it's really interesting, because my next question is chronological or highlights. The number of CVs that I have seen, because I do CV rewriting quite a lot now for the people that I work with, and the number of chronological CVs is extraordinary. It's like, you think I'm going to read, which performances you did 17 years ago? Not interested. I want to know what you've done recently. I want to know highlights. I want to get a flavour of you. And really, what's the purpose of a CV is exactly this. I want to get a flavour of you. Whatever flavour you want to present to me, I'll take it. So if you want to present to me that you are a chronological squirrel, then I'll take that. And I'm going, well, how will that benefit me? If you want to give me the flavour that you are a high-level performer and you want to do performance coaching, I'll take that too. What was so interesting about the CVs is the focus of almost every CV that I saw, bar 2, I wasn't sure who I was dealing with. It was a list of facts. Okay, next question. Third person or first person? Third person is, Jeremy has done this in his life. Jeremy did that. Jeremy did this. Jeremy is this person. And first person is, I've done this. I did that. This is who I am. And I made the decision that I wanted first person on the website.
I think this is really important, because teaching is an energy exchange.
Yes.
And people need to see that essence of you so that they can connect with it. And I think it's important. Don't be afraid to show up as you.
It was very interesting, because in rewriting, when you take somebody's CV that's written in the third person, there is something slightly safer about writing in the third person. Then you can say, Jeremy is an amazing performer. But when you say, I am an amazing performer, it's so much more intimate, and it's so much more powerful, and it's so much more scary. So it was very interesting taking some of the third person writing that people had done and turning it around and going, are you actually comfortable sitting behind this phrase?
I was just thinking, Jeremy, that a situation that might be different would be if you were, as we are, the CEO of your company. And it might then be more suitable to have it in the third person.
I'm going to go back to who is it aimed at. And if you are aimed at stuffy, then yes, absolutely. If you are aimed at open and personal, then no, don't do third person. What we wanted on the website was that everybody who read the CVs and saw the photographs got a connection with that person straight away. And eye language is the quickest way to do that.
And a lot of the registered accreds have had, as part of their mentoring sessions this year, they've had a session with you on their career,
Yes.
and their career growth and how it's shaping up.
I do a lot of career coaching now.
Jeremy, you've helped them then to shape their CVs as a result of those conversations, haven't you?
It has been absolutely fascinating, because the question I open with is, who are you?
And they're all different, and that's really important.
I think that comes across because we have we have pop-ups that show each person, and then they're on a slider, so you can actually move from one person to the next. And every time you read a CV, it is a completely different experience. And so you get, as far as we can do it, you get that person that you're reading, their personality comes through, the way that they work, the language that they use is all their language. I'm just sort of shifting things around and going, can I word it like this? Are you happy with that language?
Can we go back to the elevator pitch? Because I'm looking at Anna Torren's CV right here.
Yeah.
And there are 2 sentences.
It's
Was
just
it one sentence?
It's one sentence. I said to people, if you had to describe the elevator pitch, is a really interesting process to go through. If you had to describe yourself in 3 sentences or 30 seconds, you are 30 seconds in the lift with the person that you want to influence, or the person that you want to pay attention to what you're doing. How do you describe yourself? The number of people who said, I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know how to do it. And from the episode that we just recorded, where we were talking about the website, it was very difficult for us to describe ourselves, because we cover so much area, and because we have so many resources that we've created. So the question is, how do you describe yourself? How are you going to grab someone's attention in 3 sentences or 30 seconds?
Can I read this?
Yes.
And then maybe we'll look at 1 or 2 others. So this is Anna's. My expertise is in modern musical, power sounds, lighter pop sounds, and connecting text and feeling with music to become a singing storyteller.
Absolutely.
Job done.
Really, really clear. And I want to go to one of the people on the list who, and this is one of the CVs that somebody submitted, and I said, I don't want to change a word. It's you, it's beautiful, I love it. Here is her opening sentence. Similar to the surroundings, my singing studio in the South Lakes offers an oasis of calm where clients can come to explore their voices in a safe and inviting environment. And that's Tracy Penwarden Allen, and that absolutely sums up the vibe of her studio.
You know exactly how you're going to feel when you have that lesson. You know how you're going to be cared for.
Yes.
It's honestly, Tracy, it's just beautiful.
Beautiful. And I mean, she was so shocked when I said, I don't want to change a word. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to read the rest of her CV because she's written all of this herself.
Wow.
My clients range from 8 to 80 years of age, and each decade brings something quite special and unique. Clients attend for a variety of reasons. Children just starting out on their vocal journey, older children needing to further their vocal technique whilst preparing for auditions, and adults who want to explore their personal vocal achievement. My passion is to work with you by exploring your voice and then, with strategic guidance, help you in finding your voice whilst giving you the support and guidance you require. I continue to enjoy working on the concert platform and directing choirs. However, teaching in my studio is my happy place. I love nothing more than sharing my experiences of the last 28 years and my knowledge gained by my continuing extensive training with you, the client. And I absolutely
It's
love
just gorgeous.
every word of
Yes.
that. So that's Tracy. And the thing is, either you love that and you want to find out more, or you just go, no, can't be bothered with that. And that is the point of a CV.
Yes.
And my next question was, or my next statement is, not everyone will like your CV.
Well, it's not that they won't like it, but, you know...
No, it genuinely is. It really is. The haters will be out there going, what a load of rubbish.
Oh.
Touchy-feely rubbish.
Oh, I don't know.
And I'm going, no, I love it.
Well, it made me cry, actually.
Well, me too.
In a good way.
I wanted to find out more. So the next question is, are the haters really your clients? And the answer is no. And if the haters aren't your clients, don't write your CV for them. Write the CV for the people that you want to attract.
Yeah.
It was very
And that's
interesting.
a really core thing, isn't it?
It was
that
huge.
we had to help them with when they were writing their CVs.
It came up several times that people were going, well, I don't know how the other teachers in my area are going to react to the way that you've rewritten my CV. I love it, but I don't know about other people. And I'm going, the singing teachers in your area are not your clients. They are not the people that you are wanting to attract. They can hate you, they can dislike you, they can ignore you, they can just go, meh, don't care. Yeah. Doesn't matter, because they are not your clients. The point is that your CV is written specifically to the person that you want to attract. And when I'm doing a coaching session about helping people redo their resume, this is, if you like, it's the place I start, which is, who do you want to be working with in 6 months' time? Because that's who your CV is aimed at. Really, really interesting question. And we got so many fascinating answers. And it's one of the ways that the people on the accreditation programme have started to understand where they fit in the teaching world.
Yeah, and in biz speak, that's called finding your ideal client.
Yes.
And sometimes it's important to have that conversation with a teacher, because I think we've spoken about this in the previous podcast. You don't have to teach anybody and everybody.
Yes.
That's not a definition of success. The definition of success is you feel satisfied with the client base you're currently working with.
Absolutely.
And they are satisfied in working with you.
Absolutely.
So let's talk through a couple more on how you helped those people write their CVs.
This is Louisa Morgan, and Louisa Morgan is somebody who came to me actually to do a career coaching session quite a long time ago. And she said, I don't know where I'm going. And so we worked on what it was that she had, what her, if you like, her unique selling points are, what her skill sets are, and who they're aimed at. And she came up with the elevator pitch, confident voices, successful auditions, which again absolutely sums up what she does. I love it. So here's her CV in the way that it was rewritten. Learn how to tell a story and take your audition technique to the next level. Grow from a relatively confident singer to a captivating performer.
Love that.
Me too. As a trained director, actor and singing coach, I will help you apply tried and tested acting techniques to your songs. I love working with performers on their technical voice work and finding the storytelling elements in acting through your song. I work with performers aged 15 to 21 who are aiming for the performing arts industry.
And that's nice because it's very
So
specific. Yeah.
So specific, and it's like, here is my target market. I love that. What I also love is that Louisa is genuinely somebody who crosses the boundary between acting coach and spoken voice work and singing voice work and singing teacher and
Yes,
singing coach.
very much so.
So that really does reflect what she does. I teach the acting students at the Signet Theatre in Exeter and musical theatre students at Italia Conti, as well as running a busy private practice.
And it is busy.
Yeah. I have a great track record for getting young actors and singers into top schools, including GSA, Guildford School of Acting, RCS, Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, RWCMD, the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, Trinity Laban, Bird, and many more. If you want audition preparation, acting through song work, or spoken voice coaching, contact me here. And again, really, really clear about what she has to offer. So I know she's thrilled with that.
Nice job, Louisa.
Yes. So just really fascinating. Working with everybody to find what it is that they do and what their unique skills are and what they have to offer. So we're going to do another one, which is Jan Jinkerson. Jan is out in Norfolk, and it took a little bit of time to get exactly the flavour of what Jan does, because when you watch her teach, there's two things that you really get from watching Jan teaching somebody. One is calm. She has the most amazing way of sort of projecting calm across the internet. Really, really fascinating. And the other is her skill as a contemporary commercial teacher. So this is
singer.
And singer. This is hers. This is Jan Jinkerson. If you're looking to hone your riffing skills or would like more confidence with creating ad-libs, melodic variations or improvisation, I will create tailored exercises and gradient steps for you. I'm a singing teacher working cross-genre, specialising in CCM, that's contemporary commercial music, to help clients find their voice and fulfil their potential in a safe and informal environment.
That's really important, isn't it? The safe and informal.
It is, and it's exactly how she works. Originally trained as a classical singer, I studied at BIM, the famous Brighton Institute of Modern Music, where I obtained an H.Dip in Modern Music distinction. I sing with the John Whitehead Jazz Trio, the Mark and JJ Duo, acoustic, pop, soul, funk, and the Soho Blues Band. I also run a women's CCM choir called the A Cappella Broads, which I love. And there's actually, although it's a short CV, there is so much packed into that. And you go, I see acoustic, pop, soul, funk.
I see the genre that I want to sing in.
I see the genre. I see that you're a performer. I see that you have a very high exam result yourself in a very high level institute that I know about.
That also works with modern music.
Yeah, I see that you specialise in contemporary commercial music. So, and I see particularly that you will help me on riffing, improvisation and ad-libs.
So I know I'm going to have fun.
Yes.
And I think that's really important.
And calm. Doing these CVs has been really interesting, and I just want to talk about the process I go through.
Can I just say that with Jan, because her photograph is her singing with a microphone, that tells you something very important as well, doesn't it? It tells you how she's going to work with you, that she's used to working with a microphone, and that she sings in that kind of a setting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the process I go through with people for their CVs, and honestly, I'm happy to do this with anyone because I actually really enjoy doing this.
It's your funky thing,
I
isn't
love it.
Yeah.
I love doing it.
Yeah.
The first thing I ask for is the CV that they already have. Send me your resume as it already is. Send me any version of your resume. I actually have 5 different versions of mine.
Or a link to your website or whatever.
However it works for you, I need to see what you're saying about yourself already. And then I get you to answer a few questions. The first one of which is, who do you want to be working with in 6 months' time?
Or where do you want to be working?
Do you want to be working in an institute? What or who are you targeting? And I think that's really important. I want to know what level of student you are comfortable working with. If you are somebody, and this is really interesting because one of our accredited teachers in Australia discovered during doing the accreditation that she didn't think that she liked working with sort of early and young teen and sort of mid-teen voices, but what she discovered during the process is actually she loved doing that.
It's her happy place.
It was her happy place, and so we changed the CV to reflect that she loves working with young voices. So if that's a case for you, then let me know that. And
not only is her studio full,
yes,
but she has actually been presenting as an industry leader in that area in her local ANATS chapter.
That's the Australian National Association of Teachers of Singing, I think.
Something like that. Let's just say ANATS, shall we?
So I want to know, who do you want to work with? I can tell you that I absolutely love working with musical theatre aged 18 to 25 and highly experienced performers. I love working with opera singers aged 25 upwards. The age range for that is later because the development is later. So, and I love working with vocal coaches particularly and teachers because for me that's about clarification.
We didn't actually mention Naomi's name and the title of her studio. We should do that.
We should.
Having sung her praises.
It's Naomi Lewandowski and
Northside Voice Studio.
Northside Voice Studio, which is in Australia.
Yeah, I think it's Sydney.
I think it's Sydney as well. So yes, and you'll find all of these CVs on the new website. So the process, I'm getting information from people, and I want answers to those questions, which is, who do you want to be working with, and do you have do you have an age range or a professional level that you really enjoy working with? Some of our teachers only want to work with professional singers already. Some of our teachers only really love working with amateur or recreational singers. Some of our teachers want to work particularly with the 10 to 16 age range. So it's like whatever floats your boat, whatever vibe you want to give, whatever if you think you're going to work really well with, let me know.
And if it is your foal area, you will shine at it.
Oh, yes.
And that's really important.
Yes. So there's a few more questions that I ask, which is basically to find out what areas you feel comfortable in. You don't even feel that you need to excel in them. You just need to feel comfortable. And also, most important, what areas don't you excel in? What do you not want to do? What are you uncomfortable with? Who are you uncomfortable working with? And I think that's really interesting because we are narrowing down the area that you are going to excel in. It's like your central focus. And then I rewrite the CV using your phrases because I will talk to you. There was one wonderful moment where, and this was with Franke van Essen, who's in the Netherlands. Franke is already a very good writer, but she doesn't realise it yet. And I'm going to
check out her blogs and vlogs. They're absolutely gorgeous.
I'm going to be quoting some of the stuff that she's written because it's so good. And we were having a coaching session, and I will always record the coaching sessions, and she was talking about her view of coaching and how it looks. And I basically stopped the recording and I said, you need to write about this because this is your falling off a log area. You need to transcribe exactly what you've just said, create a blog about it, and people will know what you do from that. There's no advertising required. You just write the blog and people will go, wow, that's amazing. I want to talk to this person. So very interesting process. So I get all the information and then I start to rework, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle, really. It's like, does this piece belong in this jigsaw or does it belong in a different one? Can I move things around? How am I going to start the CV? How am I going to finish it? Where are we going with it? What is this CV saying to the reader.
And following that metaphor, then what happens is that you see that person and what it is that they have to offer.
Yes.
Yeah, clever you.
And that's really it. I have to tell you, this is one of my falling off a log areas. I find it fun. I find it really interesting. I'm good at it. And I actually like finding the essence of that person so that their CV really does reflect who they are and isn't just a list of facts. Now, the CVs that I'm writing for the new website are very much geared towards students because they are teacher CVs. But I have also rewritten performer CVs, I've written conductor CVs. So I love doing that sort of stuff. If you want your CV rewritten, it's normally just one session.
Yeah, or
it's an hour.
If you want to have a career development session.
Career development.
That is something, you are really, really good at this.
I love it. And the whole point of a career development session is it's your career, not mine. So I have no...
In this sense, you are a true coach.
Yes.
You don't have an agenda.
No, because it's like, you know, the career advice that I give is not my career. It's not even something I would necessarily want to do. It's about what you want to do and how that works.
A coach doesn't tell you what to do.
No. Well, very occasionally.
There might be action points, but the action points come out of that exchange where you find out what it is that person... You help that person realise what they want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, for me, this is about clarification and clarity. And if you like, my true falling off a log, for want of a better word, calling, is about clarification. And it almost doesn't matter what industry I'm in or what person I'm working with. I want to help you be clearer about what you do yourself. And I might just ask questions, I might throw in some suggestions, I might give you some things that you never thought of. Occasionally I give homework. But there, I love doing that. So if you want that for yourself, if you actually want to invest in your future, then please book a session with me because I would love to do that.
Yeah.
So that's the CV story. I think we've probably done.
I think we're done too. We'd love to hear from you. Send us an email, post in comments, and, you know...
Go and check out the new website, www.vocalprocess.co.uk.
And have a little read of the section which is Meet the Team, and look at the CVs of the accredited teachers, because I hope it'll inspire you.
Absolutely. So we'll see you soon. Bye. This is A Voice, a podcast with Dr. Gillyanne and Jeremy Fisher.